The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Nvidia has reportedly cut its authorized Asian AI chip buyer list by more than half as US export controls on China move deeper into the supply chain. TSMC is expected to post a fifth straight quarter of record profit, showing just how concentrated the AI infrastructure boom has become. MIT researchers introduced SceneSmith, a multi-agent AI system that builds richer virtual worlds for robot training from simple text prompts. 26 current and former Meta employees are suing over allegations that internal AI systems helped select workers for a major layoff. Illinois will ban AI from scoring teacher evaluations, drawing a clear human judgment line around classroom performance reviews. Let's start with Nvidia, because this is the compliance problem behind the AI chip boom. The Financial Times reports that Nvidia created a new whitelist for Asian customers after deeper reviews in Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan, and that more than half of prior buyers were removed, especially neo-cloud providers. Those companies may be able to revise their setups and reapply, but the signal is clear. Selling the chip is no longer just a commercial transaction. It is also an end-use investigation. The backdrop is US Commerce Department guidance from May aimed at stopping advanced AI chips, including Nvidia's Blackwell processors, from reaching overseas subsidiaries of Chinese companies. US officials have flagged risks that chips could be routed through entities in Malaysia and elsewhere despite export controls. That matters because Nvidia is caught between two powerful forces: national security enforcement on one side and fast-growing Asian demand for AI compute on the other. In practical terms, the hard part is not writing a rule that says, do not ship to China. The hard part is proving where a high-value chip really goes once supply chains, cloud providers, and subsidiaries get involved. Now to TSMC, where the AI demand story is showing up in very concrete numbers. Analysts expect the company to report second quarter net profit of about 632.6 billion Taiwan dollars, or $19.65 billion US dollars on July 17th. That would be up 59% from a year earlier, ahead of the previous record, and would mark a 10th straight quarter of profit growth. The drivers are the advanced parts of the semiconductor stack, 3nm manufacturing, upcoming 2nm technology, and advanced chip packaging used in AI accelerators and infrastructure. TSMC already said second quarter revenue rose 36% from a year earlier to a new record, beating expectations. Here's the key context. TSMC is not just another supplier in the AI race. It is the foundry behind major customers including Nvidia and Apple, and its market value is around $1.97 trillion, nearly double Samsung Electronics. Investors will be listening for whether full-year revenue guidance moves above the current above 30% target, and whether capital spending rises from the high end of the $52 to $56 billion range. The trade-off is familiar but huge. If AI demand keeps holding, more capacity looks justified. If it wobbles, these are very expensive bets, including $165 billion of fab investment in Arizona. MIT's SceneSmith is about a less flashy but crucial bottleneck in robotics: training data. Robots need realistic places to practice, and those places are surprisingly hard to build at scale. SceneSmith uses 3 collaborating AI agents, a designer, a critic, and an orchestrator, powered by the multimodal model GPT 5.2. From a simple text prompt, the system builds simulation-ready indoor spaces with floor plans, walls, furniture, and manipulable objects, including articulated items like cabinets. The team generated more than 1,300 scenes, from kitchens and garages to hotels, pottery stores, and Minecraft-themed rooms. Compared with prior baselines, the scenes had up to 6 times more objects, and in user studies with more than 200 participants, people rated SceneSmith visuals as more realistic more than 90% of the time. The robotics result is what makes this more than pretty 3D generation. In tests with 100 unique spaces, a vision language model agent's assessments aligned with human judgments more than 99% of the time, and a pre-trained robot policy transferred into SceneSmith environments for tasks like moving an apple from a bowl to a cutting board. My read is that this points to simulation becoming a more serious training ground, not a replacement for the real world. The system can take hours per scene, and robotics still has to survive contact with messy physical environments, but richer virtual playgrounds could make that bridge less brittle. The meta case is where AI governance moves from policy panels into people's jobs. 26 current and former employees filed a 71-page complaint in federal court in Northern California, alleging that Meta used internal systems, including a tool called MetaMate, employee-trained second brain agents, activity monitoring, AI token usage dashboards, and algorithmically assisted performance ranking to help select workers for a May 20th, 2026 mass layoff. That layoff cut roughly 10% of the workforce, about 8,000 employees. The plaintiffs say they had taken, requested, or been approved for protected leave in the prior 24 months, and that output-based scoring could penalize people for work they could not generate while on leave. They are seeking relief tied to terminations, employment status, and claims under leave, pregnancy discrimination, and disability laws. Meta's response is direct. The company says the claims lack merit and that workforce decisions were and are made by people, not AI. So the question is not simply, did an algorithm fire someone? It is whether data systems, monitoring tools, and rankings can shape a human decision so much that the accountability line gets blurry. That is why this case matters for any employer bringing AI into performance management. Finally, Illinois is choosing a hard boundary in education. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed Senate Bill 2909, which bars school administrators and evaluators from using AI tools to assign any numerical score or qualitative rating for any part of a teacher evaluation. Teachers are also barred from using AI to generate their portions of evaluation documents, and the law takes effect January 1st, 2027. State Senator Christopher Belt, the sponsor, framed it around actual observations, professional judgment, transparency, fairness, and privacy. The politics are notable too. The bill passed both chambers of the Illinois General Assembly unanimously. This is part of a broader spring package of AI-related bills, including safety measures that require large AI companies such as OpenAI and Anthropic to disclose safety practices and report incidents, with Illinois set to become the first state to mandate third-party audits of AI systems. The teacher evaluation ban matters because it does not try to solve every AI question in schools. It identifies one high-stakes employment decision and says, this should not be reduced to algorithmic scoring. The practical test will be how districts document compliance while still using technology for lower-stakes administrative work. Today's through line is control. Governments are tightening control over where AI chips go. Markets are watching who controls the most important manufacturing capacity. Researchers are trying to control training environments for robots, and workplaces and schools are deciding how much control AI should have over human evaluation. Thank you for staying informed with DigiAll Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.